Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's change this microphone real quick. Gotta restart it, it looks like. Yeah, okay. Looks like my webcam microphone is working. There we go. I wanted that microphone. Perfect. Yeah, that's what I thought. $32,000 a month. Very, very good. Let's take a look at the news for this morning. Welcome everybody to the Wolf of Charts show. We are breaking down the markets on M&Q today and Mez to see if we can try to get a trade. This is going to fuel our extra income for the month. The way I do this is every single morning I wake up, I break down the markets for you guys in very easy steps and readable charts so that you are able to build an additional income inside of a 1 hour time frame of your day. This is something that I feel very passionate about, so when you guys trade with me and make money, like my content, just please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that I can grow my business. That is all that I ask for you guys. I appreciate everybody showing up. Okay. Very, very valuable piece of information that you can add to your repertoire of news is Walter Bloomberg. Go ahead and follow this guy. He is an absolute monster when it comes to posting about news on the spot. This morning it doesn't look like he's posted anything. But that's okay. I just want to take a look to see what's going on with the markets. Oh, oopsie. You'll reopen that last closed window. There we go. As you guys know, we go ahead every single morning and take a look at the markets. We do a top-down analysis of the three things that we trade, which is micro gold, we trade MNQ, and we trade MEZ. These are future value contracts that you are able to trade on proprietary firms. The last video that we went through, I broke down how to use a prop firm and how to be successful and pass your evaluations. Okay. This morning, we have a trade that I put in just to test trade the markets and test the waters at a bounce here at this level. As you notice, we're already halfway through that level, so I'm just going to close this position. I did it as a test this morning just to see if it would bounce. We are on an overall downtrend inside of the market, so let's get it started. I'm excited. Trade 10 contracts this morning on my practice account. I'm gonna have that ready. Markets open in about 10 minutes, so we are going to take advantage of all the things that we're appreciative of trading, the freedom that it gives us, and the ability to problem solve every single day. The crypto markets are looking pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Overall, we've been in a downtrend and we still haven't found a bottom inside of the market just yet. That's pretty scary, considering that we could go lower. I don't want to see lower on crypto, but you know, it is what it is at this point. We have some very unstable pullbacks. I've looked at some data inside of the cryptocurrency market that's basically stating that a lot of retail is actually selling crypto right now. It's not hedge funds, it's not institutions. So people that are getting FOMO'd out are essentially newcomers that don't understand how the cryptocurrency market works. Maybe they bought at that all-time high, saw their portfolio get red. But when you have to look at how cryptocurrencies work and how the stock market works, it works in tandem to a J curve or a J chart curve. So essentially what it does is, let's go ahead and break down a J chart curve so that you guys understand. So a J type curve model is pretty simple inside of the markets, right? We have over here, this would be considered price, right? And over here on the J curve, we have, oh, let's go back. Let's select. Why don't we just do this? Start over. We have time. Okay. So with that being said, we understand that price over a given period of time is going to look something like this. Trying to find the right tools here. Here we go. Let's just say this is 0, right? And for shits and giggles sake, this is 100. When you invest your money at 0, often what ends up happening is throughout time, you go negative to then go positive. Okay? So this is what's known as a J curve. This is why a lot of people don't understand the markets. So if you're at sub-zero negative or sub-zero inside of the markets over a granted and a long period of time, you will then, let's say this is year 1, this is year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. Sometimes this is how the markets work. So if you understand how this chart looks in relative terms to your stock portfolio, time in the market is the only way to solve some problems. Okay? So that doesn't mean that we're not going to be able to make trades. We can hedge our portfolio in many, many different ways to be able to fight the market makers and ultimately preserve as much capital as possible. Right? So I like to check every single morning the cryptocurrency market. It doesn't look like there's anything to really short. We had this amazing short on Pippin, but we missed it, to be honest with you. I wasn't paying close enough attention to the markets. I see another one here. Let's take a look at this one just to see, because I got to make some crypto trades, man. I'm itching to make some good crypto longs. Okay. Okay, this is not bad. Not a bad looking chart at all. Up 10% today. Overall, it's touched a 1-to-1 movement. This would be an applicable short for me. I just want to get it right, so let's see exactly where it is. Yeah, I do like this one as a short, to be honest with you. I want to see it slow down just a little bit or get back to this point at 1 before I get excited for shorts. So I'll set an alert on ban or comedian. I'm not really 100% sure about this coin, but I am 100% sure if it gets back to this 1 level, I will take the short. All right, let's get prepared for the stock market. glad I was able to find at least one cryptocurrency I can focus on today. All right, so these are our levels. We don't need to change per se any of our levels, but if you want to get some experience points, go ahead and delete this chart and get it back situated. Now, taking a top-down approach, this is a P3 consolidation. We are slowly starting to bleed out investors here. What I am looking for is a larger pullback. We are underneath the EMAs. We are underneath the VWAP. This is a bearish movement. This is not bullish. So at no point do I think that I'm going to be going bullish today. Same scenario and situation for Mez. We are simply in a bearish market here, right? It is leaning towards bearish. So let's be very cognizant of taking trades today. We are leaning bearish on all of our charts today. Gold is the only exception to that chart. Yesterday I said that I would not trade anything inside of this box. We are now $30 above where our long entries would have been. So this is a really good sign for gold. Maybe we start to come back to that 5,144. I do not believe that gold is done yet. So this is a good sign for gold. It showed that it had relative strength in the market. Typically when we have high times of uncertainty in the market, we rely on gold. So this is a really good point for gold right now. We're breaking outside of this box. I kind of like this level. If we break out further, it's going to have a really sexy push back to those all-time highs. So I'm going to go ahead and download this image. I'm going to upload it to my places. All right, MNQ. Perfect. Markets are open. Coming back to it just in 1 second. I want to post this on Twitter. News today at 10:45. We do have a flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI, so that is something to look out for. So maybe not trade the first few minutes of the candles this morning. I did say it was bearish, so that was a good entry at our 24,789 level, but now I'm pushing down a little bit further. looks like we're coming back into buy signals inside of the market. Overall trend is still bearish, so I don't trust this. I want to see it try to break and retest this level. Maybe it comes into a flip. We're also about 12 minutes short of some financial information that could change the game for us. So let's just be patient here and give it its moment to do its thing before we get excited about any sort of trades in the market. Trading the first candle is not always the best, so let's just give it the time it needs to work itself out. Watch the test here as it comes back to the VWAP. Very important level. We're above the 9 and the 20 EMA. Well, remember, we don't trade the first candles because it's not always the best to make money. That buying volume came out of nowhere. We're now testing the VWAP. We'll see if we can flip. Nice breaking through. Right now, the tech stocks are majority bullish. See, this is why I shouldn't have closed that position, but it's okay. Sure these are both set correctly. Tech stocks are looking pretty good right now. We got news coming in here in a few minutes. This is why I didn't get too excited on the longs, because now we're coming and battling that VWAP. I'm just checking a... Let me go to the bathroom before the market prices I did. Staying above the VWAP here. Looking solid. Got news in 3 minutes. So let's be patient. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. 1 minute comes the news. So it's under right now. Okay. Tech stocks look to be keep going blue here, or they keep being bullish. So that is interesting for this market this morning. Does not look like it's topping, but we're at a current level, which was a hard resistance. I want to see if it breaks through it with confidence, and then I will take a long here. So we had a rejection at that level. That's why we waited. I hope we don't go back into a chop. If anything, I'm going to wait till the pullback back to the VWAP before I make any decisions on my trade. So we'll wait till the VWAP pullback. We'll see exactly how the markets react at that VWAP. We're pulling back to that strongest EMA right now. See, markets are not having it. I don't want to fight trend today. So if I got into longs today, it would be kind of statistically against me making money today, just because the overall trend is bearish. So you have to take that into account when trading MNQ. The overall trend is bearish, but this micro trend or this news information, look at that volume candle that came in at 9 a.m. It was just incredibly green. It's bullish. A lot of buys came in, but then it's met with a hard sell-off. So majority of the stock market is still pricing in we are bearish, or the bias is already bearish. So we don't want to get into anything that ultimately would just make us lose money, you know. All right, let's see the test here. See if we get a rejection.
Filled.
So I'm going to take the buy here. Remember I said we're going to come back to the VWAP. We're battling the VWAP right now under the 9. If we come underneath the VWAP, then I will have to get out of the trade.
Stop field.
That's underneath the stop. Small paper cut loss, guys. So that's minus the 130. It happens. Looks like markets are starting to flip. Might have been a tad bit tight there. Let's see. She's fighting. Yep, that's what I thought. So my stop loss was just a little bit tight on my proprietary firm, but that's because I have to stick by those rules. But as you can see here, I talked through the trade. I said that my original stop loss was going to be below that VWAP. It looking good right now. Damn. That was a crazy wick. I kind of want to get out. Yeah, I'm taking out the trade. Let me refresh the screen. We are out of that trade. It was green 360, not bad. But that was a crazy wick. I don't want to be caught in something that's like that. That's was from new home sales. Wow. All right, guys. Well, that was our morning this morning. 300 bucks is not a bad morning. If I would have stuck in the trade that I originally had, I would be profitable. But rule set said that I need to take myself out. I wanted to reset green for you guys. That would have easily been another $700 trade as well if I would have stayed in it. But it is what it is. Markets are starting to turn green. So, I mean, look at that. Wow. Yeah, it's pricing in nicely. And that was a beautiful morning for you guys. I hope you